So I mentioned earlier that wouldn't it be nice to know that 1 was the axis of symmetry from the very beginning, so we didn't even have to go through all this and do I have to plug in all those numbers or some of those numbers. So let me show you a way to figure out what the axis of symmetry is from the very beginning so you know to put that in the middle of your table and then just build around it. Okay? So it's a quaint little formula, and I'll explain next week or the week after and where it comes from, because it's part of actually a bigger formula. Okay? But if you want to find the axis of symmetry, right? Find the axis of symmetry. This is what you'll be doing on your homework. There's a formula that's negative b over 2a. Okay. Now remember the a, b, and the c, those are the numbers of the coefficients of all the variables. So like on this one, -2 is a. On this one, 4 is b, and on here, the y-intercept is c. That's where we used c before, it's the y-intercept. You don't have a c in this formula, so we don't use c. But if you just plug it in and say, oh, it's going to be -4 over 2 times 2, or -2, right? You'll get -4 over -4, which is +1. As promised, that's the axis of symmetry. So you don't have to go through and guess and check and try to figure out, well, where is this vertex going to be? At least now, if you know that, now if you make a t-chart, you would put the 1 in the very middle and say, okay, that's going to be the vertex right there in the middle, and then build around it. Okay, these two are going to be the same answer. 0 and 2 are the same answer because of symmetry. -1 and 3 will be the same answer because of symmetry, just like we have here. But we don't have to do like the guessing game of like, well, I wonder where it's going to be, and okay, I don't have to use those after all. We don't even have to even go there because we already know the vertex is going to be at 1. So this -b over 2a, okay, will save you a little time. And let me just show it a few more times like on what we've done already. So like on this one, what would a be on number 6? -1. So here a is -1. And b is 4, so if I did the formula here, it would be, okay, it'd be -4 over 2 times -1, which is, let me go down here, -4 over -2, which is +2, just like we predicted. Axis symmetry is at +2. So it makes it a little easier when you're doing the t-chart, or just a way of checking to make sure your graph is right. Where's the middle of this? Where's the vertex going to be? And then you can plug in 2, and then go ahead and find 1 and 3. Those will be the same answer. 0 and 4, those will be the same answer. Okay. Saves you a little bit of time. Okay. So today's homework, or assignment, is going to be on Khan Academy. Okay. So what we need to do is find the vertex and then use the y-intercept. So this is really just practice, not really using t-charts, but doing the vertex and the y-intercept. Okay. So let's go through one. Let's see if I get a need a little space to show work. Oh, let me go down. Okay, so once again, you got to know what A is and B is. So on this one, A is 1/3, B is -2. Right. Remember the formula for the axis is -b over 2a. Now it doesn't matter that's a fraction or anything, and it's just, you know, elementary school arithmetic. Do it correctly and it's fine. Or if you have a calculator that does fractions, just use that. It's fine, but don't stop and say, well, it's a fraction, it can't be done. Of course it can. Again, from elementary school we can do this. So we got negative b, and b is already negative, so that just makes it a positive. Two negatives make a positive. So it's positive 2 over 2 times 1/3. Okay. Which is 2 divided by 2/3. Now, do you remember how to do 2 divided by 2/3? Okay. If not, remember, maybe you're used to seeing it like this, 2 divided by 2/3. Remember, you flip the second fraction and you multiply. So that's the same as 2 times 3 over 2. So the answer is just 3. Axis of symmetry is 3. Okay. So I know my vertex is somewhere on 3. Now, is it opening up or opening down? Opening up, so I know it's going to be, 4, 3, 2. It has to be down here somewhere for it to open up. Okay? So let's figure out, well, what exactly is the coordinate. So let's plug in 3 into this and see what we get. Okay, so we got, make this a little wider, 1/3 times 3 squared minus 2 times 3 plus 8. So we have 1/3 times 9, or 9 divided by 3, same thing, minus 6 plus 8. So 9 divided by 3, or 9 times a third, same thing, it's just 3. And we got negative 3 plus 8. Which is 8 minus 3, which is 5. There we go. So it's at 5. 3, 5. Oh yeah, my y-intercept is going to be 8. So yeah, there's the graph. So it could be up here. Okay. So you can see, number one, don't say, I can't do it, it's a fraction. The only thing that was different than the fraction is that you had to do 9 divided by 3 and get 3. So if you're saying I can't do it's a fraction, you're saying you can't do 9 divided by 3. So don't say that. Everybody in here can do that. Yes, it might be not what we see every day, but it doesn't mean, oh, it can't be done. Just, need a little more practice. All right, so we got the vertex, which is at 3, 5. We got the y-intercept, which is at 8. And then you can go ahead and check your answer. And there you go. Okay. So find the vertex using the formula, right? And then the other point, there's 2 of them, make that the y-intercept, which is negative 4 on this one. So really fast, like, okay, the y-intercept's negative 4, and you just have to figure out, well, where does the vertex go? So one of them's really easy, the other one, use the formula and help you. Now, if you get stuck, as always, where can you get help from? How about this, where it says, show me how? So if you go and hit that, it'll show you the formula I just told you about, negative b over 2a. Okay? And let's say you do the formula and you still don't get it, you can click another hint, and it'll show you how to plug it in, exactly what we just showed you. Right? It'll kind of give you some of the answers and show you how to plug it back in and do everything I just showed you. So if you get stuck and you didn't take notes right now and you just kind of watched, and you get home later and you're trying to do it and you're like, I can't remember a thing, help yourself out. Take notes in class, number 1. Number 2, just click I'd like a hint, but just know if you get the hints, it will start you over on how many you got right in a row. So you have to do 5 in a row correct with no help. Okay, so in the end, it's about what you can do by yourself, not if you just put the answer down and say, look, I'm done. It's like, well, the test will show if you know it or not. So ask yourself, if you say you're done, ask yourself, could you take a quiz on it and get 100%? If so, honestly, then you're done. If you know you got help or you got answers somewhere else or you didn't really do it, on a test or quiz, it would not be pretty. So act as if, of course, you're going to take a test on it and make the right smart decisions for that. Okay? Okay, so you can work on that the rest of the period. We only have about 20-something minutes left, but should be enough to get a few done. Okay. Show work, so you don't make little mistakes and have to start over. Use the whiteboards or use a blank piece of paper, but write the work down for sure.